Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Master of the Mat. It's been a while since I've done this, and I'm back again. And allow me to send this link out so we can get started. Since I've done this, and I'm back again, and all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Master of the Mat. We're going to get right into it in just a few minutes. Clean my glasses here so I can get started. It's been a long time since I've done this. My schedule has been a little hectic, but I'm back. We're doing it again. And for those of you who don't know what this is my was supposed to be weekly talk show, but I haven't done it in a long time. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to jump right on it. And we're going to talk about Ring of Honor Wrestling shutting their doors. We're going to talk about the most recent release from WWE and how they are turning their cruiserweight division, how they're turning NXT 2.0 to nothing with a laughing scene. We're going to talk about how AEW Rampage lost to Friday Night SmackDown week after week. We're going to talk about how Dynamite lost to NXT, and we're going to talk about Impact Wrestling's new world champion, Moose. So we're going to hop right into this, and then we're going to, first of all, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about, 1 second. Damn glasses. Let's talk about Let's talk about the most recent release from WWE. As you all know, this past week, the WWE had a massive release. And when I mean massive, it was massive. They released a handful of superstars. And what I mean by a handful of superstars, they released a whole crop of superstars. And what I mean by that is the WWE released, I'm about to give you the names of the superstars the WWE released. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 moment. Here we go. 1 second. Now, the following superstars have been released by WWE, and they read as the following. Oh, wait a minute. WWE has released Amber Moon, Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, Mia Yim, Grand Metalik, Nia Jax, Lindsay Dorado, Jet Ram, whatever his name is, B-Fab, Only Lurkin, Frankie Monet, Eva Marie, and Scarlett Borlett. For those of you who don't know who half of those superstars are, Karrion Kross was making a name for himself. He debuted on Monday Night Raw. In his debut match, he lost to Jeff Hardy. After that, he couldn't get no momentum behind him. Keith Lee came to Monday Night Raw, took Bobby Lashley to the limit, was on the verge of becoming the next United States champion, but was pulled off for so-called health reasons. The WWE claimed that Keith Lee's weight was a major issue and the reason from them pulling him from TV, which was a BS. Nothing. It was bull-faced lie. Okay, the WWE during Bobby Lashley's reign, the WWE treated Kofi Kingston like he was a jobber in that championship matchup. Go back and watch. You know what I'm talking about. You talk about professional wrestling. You talk about people that came back. CM Punk making his return to AEW. You got Eddie Kingston dropping mic bombs on Rampage this past week. You got WWE releasing superstars, turning their cruiserweight division and nothing more than a 5-man show. You got WWE has ex NXT and 205 Live superstar over New Japan became the new United States champion. I'm talking about he went by Hideo Itami in WWE. Now he goes by Kenta in New Japan. He is the brand new IWGP United States champion. Here's a guy, and WWE was overlooked for Finn Balor. Now, if anybody knows who Kenta is, they know in a lot of people's eyes, Kenta is better than Finn Balor or Prince Devin, or however you want to call him. Kenta, a member of the Bullet Club, you heard me, he's a member of the Bullet Club. He is the current and he's the new IWGP United States champion. Since coming to New Japan, Kenta has won the New Japan Cup in 2020. He's won the Never Openweight Championship, and he's the current champion right now. But before coming to WWE, Kenta was a pro wrestling knower. He was the GHC World Heavyweight Champion, GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion 3 times, GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions 3 times. He was a GHC Tag Team Champion 1 time. Okay, he's won the countless championships all over the world. He came to WWE, and the only thing he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal qualifying tournament. That's it. They wouldn't let him use the go to sleep. They wouldn't let him use his signature move from New Japan. They took him off NXT and they put him on 205 Live, where he went after the Cruiserweight Championship against Cedric Alexander. I myself thought he was going to win that matchup. He didn't win that matchup. He allowed Cedric Alexander to beat Kenta or Hideo Itami to remain the Cruiserweight champion. Since then, the Cruiserweight division has gone straight to hell. The Cruiserweight division absolutely sucks right now because it's no longer WWE Cruiserweight, it's NXT Cruiserweight, and the current champion is Roderick Strong. The WWE had a massive release about a couple months ago where they released their entire 205 Live roster with a handful of people because of budget cuts. Okay? This past week, the WWE released a bunch of people that I just named, Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, Mia Yim, just to name a few, for budget cuts. Now, this is my opinion on the release. And I'm going to cut to the point. I'm going to do a shoot right to the point. You put Karrion Kross on the main roster. You make him lose to Jeff Hardy in his opening match. Again, there's nothing wrong with losing to Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, a bona fide legend. He's a 2-time Triple Crown winner in WWE. He's a 2-time Grand Slam winner in WWE. He's the first man, not the second man. The Miz is the second man, but we're going to get back to that later. He's the first man to be the 2-time Grand Slam winner. The point I'm making is this. He loses to Jeff Hardy. After that, he couldn't really build no momentum. You know why? Because Karrion Kross wasn't meant to go on the main roster so fast. He beat Keith Lee in dominating fashion. The only person that gave him a run for his money in NXT was Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. But yet, you take this man and you make him a mainstream superstar. You build him up, and you make him lose his debut match on Monday Night Raw. Now, I'm no rocket scientist, but a lot of guys who debuted on Raw actually won their debut match coming up on NXT, from NXT. I mean, Finn Balor comes to mind. Kevin Owens comes to mind. Sami Zayn lost his, but still. But Sami Zayn made a big name himself. Then you take his fiance, you put her on haters, you don't make her on TV for a while because she wouldn't follow behind your rules. That's smart. Take her off. Then you release her. Okay, there's a couple of releases in there I agree with. Eva Marie, she should have been gone. You should never brought her back. The vignettes you brought her, you built her up with absolutely made no sense. But WWE is at this stage where we're going to build our division around dumb people. Really? Dumb people? Eva Marie is the worst god-awful wrestler I've seen in my life. Then you got another god-awful wrestler who I can't stand and wish they get rid of, Sasha Banks. I want to know who she's sleeping with to keep a job. The only thing Sasha Banks is good for is winning the title, losing the title. Winning the title, losing the title. That's all she's good for. Okay? Charlotte Flair made her career. That's simple. Hands down. I said it and I'm proud I said it. If it wasn't for Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks probably be a stripper right now. There it is. I'll put it out in the open. I don't care. It needs to be said. Because the four horsewomen of wrestling in WWE, Sasha, Becky, Bayley, Charlotte, out of the four horsewomen, hey, you know what? I'm going to call it like it is. Out of all them four horsewomen, Charlotte made all of them look good. You know why? Because she has it in her genes. Her daddy, he made a guy who was muscle bound and pea-brain look good for 45 minutes. And I'm talking about Lex Luger. He went in the ring on the very first Clash of the Champions and made an unknown superstar a household name in the name of Sting. He got in the ring with a no-talent prick, Eric Bischoff, at WCW Starrcade and made Eric Bischoff look like $1 million. He came to WWF, at the time it was WWF, and made Jim Neidhart look like $1 million on WWF Superstars. You look at the guys Ric Flair has put over in this business, it's not even funny. You look at his daughter. Look at Charlotte. Charlotte, everybody who steps in the ring with that woman, yeah, I'm sick of her winning that championship. I'm sick of her holding that championship. But you know what? She makes the division. Don't matter what brand she's on. Hell, she can go to NXT, make that division. She can go to Raw, make that woman's division. She's on SmackDown. She's going to make this division. You know why? Because she is genetically superior for this business. She is somebody you want to hold on to because she knows what it takes to hold on to the championship. She knows what it takes to be a champion because she has it no matter what. Sasha Banks, because she's Snoop Dogg's cousin, she's getting a push. Okay? Push her ass right out the door. My opinion. Bayley, she started hugging people. The huggable Bayley. Then she got this new attitude where she didn't care anymore. I didn't care then, don't care now. That run she had as SmackDown Women's Champion was god-awful. Was god-awful. Why they gave her that championship for a year? Because they didn't want nobody else to hold it. You got female superstars on both brands that you refuse to push. Yeah, she is. She is the Hulk Hogan of her division. She makes everybody look good and gets the big paycheck. I agree with you. You got females that you refuse to push. Females like Tamina, who's a part of that Samoan dynasty. Females like Natalya Neidhart, who is a heart. And in all reality, Natalya has it. The WWE just don't want to bring it out. Naomi, who's a part of that Samoan dynasty. But you got this souped up, idiotic authority figure, Sonya Deville, walking around in a suit, because she couldn't cut it in UFC, walking around in a suit, playing with females' careers. Why? Because she has a little bit of power. And don't get me wrong, SmackDown, I'm not even going to lie, Raw been stepping it up lately, but SmackDown is the best thing going right now for WWE. Raw has been taken into the next gear and has actually been watchable lately. It actually has been watchable. It's been good. But you talk about SmackDown, you can't talk about SmackDown without talking about the Bloodline. You can't talk about SmackDown. Yeah, they did. They dropped the ball big time. You can't talk about SmackDown without talking about the Bloodline. You can't talk about the SmackDown without talking about the head of the table. You can't talk about SmackDown without talking about the Tribal Chief. Now, don't get me wrong. That match with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel, it sucked. It absolutely sucked. I couldn't bear to watch that crap. That whole card was good, but that match sucked. And I mean sucked. How you... Brock Lesnar dominated Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, SummerSlam. But he gets to the ring, and now they're equal? Now they're equal. Huh. Stupidity on core, I guess. I don't know. Okay, don't get me wrong. Roman Reigns should have been put over a long time ago. Why wasn't he? Because of Brock Lesnar. I don't like Brock Lesnar. I'm not a Brock Lesnar fan. I can care less if the guy gets fired or don't come back, whatever he does. Yeah, strong storyline, but the match sucked. Again, I am not a Brock Lesnar fan. I can care less about Brock Lesnar. I can really give a rat's ass about Brock Lesnar. I mean, that's just me. I don't care if Lesnar win, lose, draw, come, go, don't care. Okay, I'm glad he's suspended. That way it gives a lot of young guys, a lot of veterans an opportunity to shine. Because if he takes that title, you're not going to see it on SmackDown. And that's just the way I see it. Ring of Honor. You talk about Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor closed their doors this week. Well, last week. Well, sometime. I don't know. It's been a while. Ring of Honor shutting their doors. Why? Don't know. But a lot of guys are going to elect to go to AEW than Ring of Honor. I mean, the WWE, I'm sorry. A lot of guys we want to see in WWE, we may not see. Like, I want to see the Briscoes in WWE. I want to see Jay Lethal in WWE. It's not going to happen. Everybody, the rumor has been going around, and I'm going to break it right now. Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt has yet to sign a deal with AEW. Impact Wrestling dropped the ball with signing Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. Why? The money wasn't right. AEW and Impact Wrestling are no longer in partnership. That's why you haven't seen Don West on AEW. AEW is working out a personal contract with Don West. Not a bad deal. Don West is annoying. Yes, he is. But he's tolerable to watch on TV. Not somewhat tolerable, but he's tolerable to watch on TV. Don West is the Paul Heyman of his time. Only difference is Paul Heyman didn't dress up in pink suits. Yeah, he never did. Just my opinion. Ring of Honor is closing its doors. They're no longer going in business. It's all good. It was barely watchable to begin with. Let me just tell you the truth. Yeah, it was barely watchable to begin with. A lot of guys and a lot of wrestling fans are getting deterred between AEW and WWE. AEW has lost its flavor. WWE just don't care. Uh, to me, it's a toss up. I'm a huge wrestling fan. Don't get me wrong. I am a diehard wrestling fan. But to me, the WWE has lost what credibility they had to me and a lot of other people because the WWE is releasing talent that they need to win this war. Now, you release Karrion Kross, Keith Lee. You release Mia Yang, who's a former Impact Women's Champion, by the way. You release Amber Moon, who couldn't do nothing but laugh about it. But yet, you keep the ones that don't that just absolutely is no use to the company. They released Bobby Fish a couple months ago. Well, over 90 days ago. And for those of you who don't know who Bobby Fish is a 3-time NXT champion, a 2-time IWGP Junior Tag Team champion, a 3-time Ring of Honor Tag Team champion. He's also a former Ring of Honor TV champion. Bobby Fish is a 5th degree black belt and one of the original members of the Undisputed Era. WWE is dropping the ball with viewers and fans. I'm sorry, I'm trying to take care of something. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Oh boy. It's going to be a short show today because I got to get ready for work tomorrow. But I just stopped by to let you know how I feel about the release. And I'm just going to boldly say it. Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, Mia Yim, Scarlett Bordeaux, Amber Moon, Nia Jax. Well, I'm on the fence with Nia Jax, but Amber Moon, Nia. A lot of them females, a lot of them people that got released shouldn't have been released. And whoever's in charge of whoever's the VP of WWE right now, he's doing a very sucky job at it. I'm a huge fan of WWE. I'm a fan of AEW. I'm a fan of Impact Wrestling. I'm a fan of anything involving wrestling. But when you start taking something I love and you make it suck, I'm not going to watch anymore. So, with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up with saying this. The WWE and Ring of Honor Wrestling. So here's something that nobody knew and nobody probably ever know again. WrestleMania weekend. My little brother put on a show, used to, when he wasn't busy, he put his WFCW show on every weekend. Every week. Tuesday and Wednesday. No, Tuesday and Thursday. But the weekend of WrestleMania, the weekend of NXT, he put a show on, a 2-show event. Okay? Against NXT and WrestleMania. Well, allow me to say this. He beat NXT by almost 100 viewers. A friend of mine who does the viewer for YouTube told me. My brother's show was live, so was NXT. But his night 1 show beat NXT night 2 show by 100 viewers. It drew neck and neck with WrestleMania night 2. I'm just saying. If he can do that, that shows you WWE needs to step his game up. The AEW roster comprised of nothing but ex-WWE stars. And there's only a handful of wrestlers in AEW that is not former WWE stars. The Young Buck and Kenny Omega. Eddie Kingston is to be and a bunch of other people to be named a few. But Daniel Bryan, Adam Cole, John Moxley, they're all former WWE superstars. Mark Henry, Taz, Jericho, Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, all former WWE announcers. Yeah, basically. AEW is a low budget WCW. I said it, I'm a boldly say it. It's low budget WCW. That's what it is. A low budget WCW. Well, actually, I wouldn't call it low budget, but WCW had one show that was low budget, and that was that Saturday night show. The wrestling business, wrestling shows, sometimes it's not worth watching. SmackDown, worth watching. NXT 2.0, worth watching. Okay, fine. AEW, low budget WCW. I said it. And the only reason NXT 2.0 is worth watching is because they got a guy over there. He's a second generation superstar. He sounds like his uncle, but looks like his daddy. He throws a clothesline like his father and uncle. He has the strength, the freakish strength of his father and uncle. He does a belly-to-belly suplex like his uncle and father. He hits a top rope bulldog like his daddy. He dresses like his daddy, but they don't recognize him as his daddy. And for people who don't know who I'm talking about Bronson Breaker. Now, for those of you who don't know who Bronson Breaker is, he is the son of should be Hall of Famer, but he's not because of his brother. Should be Hall of Famer. He's a former WCW NWA Tag Team Champion and former NWA he's a former NWA television champion and WCW television champion. He's known to many, and Zoe, you know who this is. He's known to many as the dog-faced gremlin. We all know him as Rick Steiner, the meanest, toughest bastard we ever watched wrestling. And Rick Steiner, that guy was evil. You talk about evil wrestlers, Rick Steiner was evil. Okay? Now, they may have called Scott Steiner Freakzilla and all that good stuff. Scott had nothing on Rick Steiner. When Rick Steiner was teaming with Eddie Gilbert, Steiner didn't care how bad he beat you up. Am I lying, though? Rick Steiner See? He didn't care how bad he beat you up. Steiner was that guy that should have been a world champion but wasn't. He's a former Florida world champion, but that's about it. He's a former. The Steiners have held the NWA, the WCW, the WWF Tag Team Championships. I mean, it should have been more, but it's not. Rick Steiner is a former WCW TV champion, tag team champion, U.S. tag team champion. He's a former United States heavyweight champion. And if you look at NXT 2.0, Bron Breaker, I'm sorry. The guy sounds like his uncle, looks like his daddy. He throws a Steiner line just like his uncle and father. And I said Steiner line because it wasn't called a clothesline. It was called a Steiner line. He hits a Frankensteiner just like his damn uncle. And that's freaky. Right freaky. I'm just saying that the guys are, well, Lord have mercy. Woo. If he can keep his cool, he gonna make a name for himself. That's just my opinion. He gonna make a big name for himself. If he don't go off the rail like his uncle did, Bron Breaker, he gonna make a name for himself in WWE. I promise you that. But you know what? I feel like if they get rid of the Bron Breaker and they call him Bron Steiner, he gonna go further. He gonna go further. This guy has got he got his father and uncle moveset. He throws a little bit of himself in there. This guy's powerful. He's got the speed. He's Lord have mercy. This guy's like his daddy. Just like his daddy. If he come out and start wearing the earmuffs like his daddy did, Lord, I'm telling you, ain't nobody safe in NXT. I'm just letting you know right now. There's not one person safe in NXT if he come out dressed like that. And I'm a Steiner's fan. Hold on one second. Mania weekend. I didn't ever put on a show. Hold on. Hold on. The Steiner brothers. Steiner brothers. There we go. Now, if he comes out with his theme music, I'm done. So you know that theme song very well. But if he come out with this, I'm done. Hold on, it's loading up now. If he comes out to this theme music, listen. If he comes out to that theme song, I am done. I am done. I mean, I'm done. If he come out to his daddy's theme song, I'm just too through. I'm just letting you know right now.
Welcome to the Dog
You know, it's kind of funny. Rick Steiner's theme song at WCW song, "Welcome to the Jungle." Yeah, I know. I know. But you know what? Y'all be the judge. Hold on. Brian Knobb's theme song. You tell me that this not sound like My Sharona. Now, tell me that that does not sound like My Sharona. Tell me that that's not now. Okay, so Lonzo wants to take me there. Okay, he wants to go there. He wants me to play this song. See, you had to go there, huh? You just had to go there. God have mercy. We just had to go to the man called Sting theme music. Only so. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of my show today. I will be back. Well, I'll try to be back next week with another edition of the Master of the Mat. Hold on one second. I'll be back. I'll try to be back next week. So yeah. If I don't, happy holidays. Until then, y'all be easy. And I'm out. I'm out of here, people.